the Lakota West fight song.
Oh,
We had a great fanfare this morning welcoming our Cubs to this song.
Isn't it like a W?
Well done.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I
Well
remembered
done.
something.
Is that right?
Sports. Yay.
That's not just sports, that's the whole school.
Oh, yay.
Yep, all
West.
West. Good morning, Cubs. Today is sure a fun day, right?
Yes.
We got
Absolutely.
started with excitement. It is Friday. It is October 25th, 2024. We're always glad you're here, but today you saw some extra faces welcoming you and saying, we're glad that you're here today. We had our fanfare. If there are any parents or people from central office or our community who are watching these announcements, thank you for being here to cheer on our Cubs. That was so much fun. We loved having you here to welcome them.
Absolutely. It's such a great energy to start your day. It's very
Sure
exciting.
is.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Birthdays. We have a lot of birthdays for this weekend. So today, the 25th, D.V. Patel in Mr. Harold's room, Michelle Zing and Miss Stein's room. Happy birthday, friends. For tomorrow, the 26th, we have James in Miss Cox's room. Happy birthday. Trevor in Miss Musser's room. Happy birthday. Grayson in Miss Stein's room. Happy birthday. And Sunday is the 27th, and we have Zachariah in Mrs. Muller's room. Happy birthday, friends. And a special shout out. It is our Nana's birthday today. So Nana, if you're
Aw.
watching, happy birthday.
I hope she's tuned in. Yeah, I saw a couple of those Cubs on the way in. I saw Trevor, I saw James, and they were talking about their birthdays. So we got you guys.
We
Aw,
Happy
gotcha.
birthday this weekend. We also have an amazing teacher. I gave a clue yesterday. We have a birthday tomorrow for one of our awesome second grade teachers. Wonder if you made your guess. If not, place it right now. We want to wish a happy birthday tomorrow to the wonderful Mrs. Muller. It's her birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Muller.
We hope you have a great birthday weekend, Mrs. Muller.
And it's on a Saturday. That's a
Yes.
pretty good birthday.
That's a good
She
gift.
lucked out.
Good
Yep.
birthday
Maybe
gift.
get to sleep in. That'd be great. That sounds amazing.
It's funny the things that you wish for as adults, right? Yep, that would be right on. All right, we have weather today. We have weather every day.
Yes. Today is a slight chance of rain. I was reading it was like going to be at 5 o'clock-ish today, so I'm hoping we can get our dismissal, everyone home, and then I think it's going to start to drizzle a bit. So a
I
little
would
bit of
really
rain.
like our dismissal to be done
Yes.
by 5 o'clock, Mrs.
Yes.
Russell.
So that's what the weather said as of today, but it could change after that.
Wonderful.
All right, I think, before
Weekend?
we do Cub leaders,
Yeah.
I want to make a special announcement for some of our second graders.
Oh, yes.
We talked a while back about having a principal's council this year, and that is something that we're so excited to have. I'm looking forward to meeting with Cubs who are on the principal's council and just hearing your thoughts about different areas of our school. So for our first meeting, there are some second graders from each classroom who are going to hear from their teachers today. And if your teacher nominated you and you get a little form from them, please make sure your parents see that. Our meeting will be on Monday afternoon, and our topic is how things are going in the cafeteria.
I
can't-
love that.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what students think. These are my favorite things in the cafeteria. This is what I think would make the cafeteria even better, and things like that. Now, the principal's council is a little bit different than some of our groups like Character Team. Character Team, meets all year with the same students. Principal's council will be different students each time we meet because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from lots of different Cubs. And there's a chance that your teacher might not have nominated you this month because we're talking about the cafeteria, and your teacher might think, no, I actually want to hang on to this student because I want them to talk about another area of our school with Mr. Hartman. So if you were not nominated this time, that's okay. Maybe next time.
I will say, I kind of think of this as like the president's cabinet, right? So the president has his advisors in different areas, and this time you're meeting as the principal with your advisors on the cafeteria. So that's pretty exciting,
Good comparison.
right?
All right,
Small government lesson.
we are also excited about our Cub leaders who've been responsible in the month of October.
Yes.
Responsibility is an awesome thing to be able to recognize, and Cubs that are small, because when you're young, people don't automatically think of you being responsible. So the fact that your name is on this list
Right.
for being responsible is pretty awesome, Cubs. We're excited for you. Mrs. Russell, would you
I
like
would
to do
love
the honors for kindergarten?
Yes. Okay, here we go. This is just the best part of our day. Mrs.
really is.
Benjamin, Luke Dotson. Miss Fiore, Tally Wright. Mrs. Blackburn, Gavin Hackman. Mrs. Reidinger,
Eloise?
Eloise Goodman. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Mrs. Nab, Maverick Messina. Mrs. Churko, Annalise Bates. Mrs. Cunningham, Nori P. Mrs. Whistling, Oliver E. Mrs. Lerman, Kate Walton, and Mrs. Cavender, Rohan K.
Oh, amazing. And I get to do first grade. Listen up, Cubs. Mrs. Todd's room, Erin Tavana. Mrs. Canatelli, Macy Moppin. Mrs. Core, Connor Ball. Mrs. Musser, Mia Burns. Mrs. Patterson, Jocelyn Vick. Mrs. Winkle, Ethan Klassmeyer. Mr. Harold, Evelyn Reinhardt. Mrs. Sprague, Annie Davis. Mrs. Morris, John Hippert. Miss Fisher, Manraj Singh. And Miss Stein, Michelle Z. Congratulations, first graders.
Let's recognize some responsible second graders. From Mrs. Wodes' class, Logan B. From Mrs. Muller's class, Kinsley H. From Miss Eggert's class, Camden D. From Mrs. Kellerman's classroom, Alexander B. From Mrs. Nunn's room, Grayson I. From Miss Shepherd's class, Tolly R. From Miss Allen's class, Aeon B. From Miss Cox's class, Alex O. From Miss Waldfogel's class, Isaac D. And from Miss Buffler's class, Levi F. Way to go, second graders.
Awesome job.
Awesome. Okay, and then we have some other grown-ups in our building that also nominate Cub leaders. Mine this month is for Henry Lux in Miss Stein's room. Congratulations to you. And let's see, Mrs. Dyer has Julia L. from Miss Cox. Mrs. Mino, Carter Brock from Miss Cantinelli's. Mrs. Manning would like to nominate Doris from Miss Stein.
Miss McLaughlin, Mayuna, congratulations. Mrs. Robinson, Mankarit, and Mr. Kellerman, Maggie.
For Mrs. Cantinelli, for Miss Cantinelli.
For Mrs. Abbott, Kinsley H. is on there again for Miss Muller's class. Way to go, Kinsley.
Wow,
What a month,
Kinsley.
Kinsley. Responsible everywhere. From Miss Chase's class, Ginna K. From Mr. Winkleman, Sammy A. And from Mrs. Fetzer, Geet S. From Mrs. Allen's class.
Awesome. Wow, Cubs, we are so happy to celebrate you being responsible. Next week is the last week in October, so we will add in From the Heart when we are doing your special celebration to give you your certificates, take your pictures, and do all the fun celebrations with you. But congratulations.
Congratulations.
We are going to have a fantastic Friday that started with a fanfare. Lots of words that start with a
I was going to
sound,
say,
right?
I feel like we're in Fox and Socks right now.
Right. Cubs, please help us with our motto.
Here at Creekside, we take care of others, we take care of ourselves, and we take care of this place. Creekside Cubs care.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great day, Cubs.
Happy weekend!
Please stand for the pledge.